Good morning out there, Keto family. My name is Sherry. I'm keto on a budget. I do all things budget and all things keto. How are you guys this morning? It is bright Monday morning, and I'm going to turn you guys around and show you the whiteboard. Okay, I do not have this hung up, so we are lying it down. This was my, because I didn't weigh these days or didn't write it down. Although today's... I'll show you that in a minute. Anyway, that is what my blood sugars have been running through the week. It has been high to yesterday, and it is high this morning. It is 93 again this morning. It's the same thing today as it was yesterday. My ketones have been running low. Weight has been fluctuating to the point to where it's now back up to where exactly where it was a week ago, and then the week before that. So I have technically lost 0 weight the past 2 weeks since being on carnivore. Now, I'll turn you guys back around and we're going to talk. Sorry about the shaking. It's my thing I have my phone on. Anyway, let's talk. How has this carnivore challenge gone for the past couple of weeks? It's been rough a lot of times. I feel great when I'm not breaking and having that Quest cookie. I don't think I've been drinking enough fluids, so I don't think I've been keeping the water weight off. Physically, I think I feel great. I mean, I don't have any issues. I'm learning to love meat sticks, and I'm thinking, I still have a lot of things to think about before I decide to move forward, but starting today, I will be taking Nicole Burgess's 3-day egg challenge, so for the next 3 days, I'm going to eat nothing but eggs. I've done that before, and I've always done well on that, as long as I don't break and have a treat. Wednesday, I am taking the Real Salt Fast Challenge, which I will be fasting for 24 hours. What this kind of tells me about my body is that if I'm going to lose any significant weight, I really need to buckle down and get back to fasting. And that also being said, knowing that my body heals, that your body heals itself when you're in fasting mode, because that's when it's taking... Instead of taking your energy and your metabolism and breaking down your food and that kind of stuff, your metabolism, your cells are working on healing your body while you're fasting. So I really need to buckle down and focus on this fasting. I did it last year. There's no reason on God's green earth why I can't do it this year. So I'm really going to be focusing on that and trying to get into figuring out why that I'm struggling with it. Because it was so easy last year, and then all of a sudden after the holidays, it wasn't so easy anymore. That being said, now with this issues that we are all dealing with now in the public, they're shutting down things. I just got a message from my pastor, from our campus pastor last night, that the CDC had released a recommendation that groups of 50 or more not meet for the next not just the next 2 weeks, but the next 8 weeks. I think they're looking at really trying to slow this thing down. And it could seriously flatten the curve if you're doing that. But now they're talking about closing schools and closing daycares. And I don't know how people are supposed to function, how people are supposed to work. Working moms, single moms, single dads, all who have to work and are counting on the schools and daycares to take care of their children while they are having to work. So I'm not sure how this is going to affect our economy and what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. I know that I've gotten emails from some restaurants that we patron, and that a lot of them they're staying open, but they are limiting capacity to 50%. A lot of movie theaters are doing the same. I know that Regal and AMC are doing. I'm sure Cinemark is doing as well. And for example, one email I got was from Old Red, which is Blake Shelton's particular restaurant that he owns. And I know they're closing his Nashville location for the time being, but the one in Gatlinburg and the two in Gatlinburg that he owns in that area, he's spreading the tables farther apart, and he is limiting capacity to 50%. Plus, they are sanitizing tables and even condiment bottles and such between every customer. I also got the same email from Waffle House. They are sanitizing between each customer. They are also sanitizing like doorknobs and that kind of stuff every hour on the hour. So I know that there are many businesses that are taking extra precautions in order to help flatten the curve on this, but it just makes me really concerned about how our economy is going to do during this situation. There are businesses that are going to be suffering. There are families that are going to be suffering. And I know that, like, for example, I've got an email because I'm a DoorDash driver, an Instacart driver, an Instacart shopper, and also a Ship shopper. And I've gotten emails from all of them saying that they are going to put in financial assistance programs in place to assist drivers who are diagnosed with and are quarantined because of the coronavirus. But that isn't going to help if I'm affected because stores are shutting down. Many of the grocery stores, including Walmart, are now closing. They're changing their operating hours and they're closing earlier. I know that my Kroger's right down the street. The other day, I spoke with someone whose wife is a manager there, and when she got off work, she stayed until 4 o'clock in the morning cleaning the store. And then went home, got a few hours sleep, and then had to go back in. Stuff like that is going to compromise your immune system. Not getting enough rest to help your immune system, you've got to be able to get enough rest. And something like that is going to compromise her immune system to where she may be more susceptible to getting this virus if she's exposed to it. It's also been suggested that the first couple of hours that a store opens be dedicated only for seniors so they can go in there and get their groceries without having to fight crowds and having to, take the risk of being exposed by someone who may have it, a younger person who may be carrying it and not be aware of it. That's part of the problem, is that the incubation period on that is like measles. I mean, you don't know you're contagious for the first few days until you start actually showing symptoms. So it's a situation, and we're all going to have to deal with it. And I'm not saying to panic, but this is just a situation we're going to have to deal with and to take care of ourselves, because you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not taking care of your own body by taking your supplements when you need to, by getting enough rest when you need to, by eating the proper foods and getting enough fluids, you can't take care of anybody else. You're putting yourself at risk to get the virus and then bring it home to your families. So that is what it is. I cannot see having to avoid my mom for the next 8 weeks because she needs assistance. So I did instruct my son that not to take her to the grocery store, to go to the store for her if necessary, but not to take her out into the public. She has plenty of food. I know that she can do quite well without having to go to the grocery store. But I know she's going to want to go. She's not one that likes to get out of the house anyway, so I don't think our next doctor's appointment is until April. But I do need to get her down there to get some lab work done. Okay. Issues. Locally, there was a new Facebook group that opened up offering assistance to anyone to pick up groceries and such for them in whatever area. Now, I had somebody recently post in there that, well, I don't have any pet food for my dog and my cats. I'm more than happy to go to the store for you and pick that up, but I can't go buy it for you. If you need assistance, there are organizations that offer assistance for pet foods. They offer assistance for food pantries. I'm sure these places are still going to be helping out. However, they need donations. So if you've got extra, donate them. I know one lady went down the street that we have a blessing box right outside of our church, and she put a whole bunch of food in that particular pantry. So it's an idea, folks. What can you do to reach out and help somebody in your neighborhood? Can you go pick up groceries for that elderly lady that's 2 doors down, or a few doors down? Can you go, she can place an order online for pickup, and you can go to the store and pick it up for her. That way she doesn't have to get out. Invite her over for a meal. Take her a meal. Cook a meal up and take it over there to her. Just reach out and do something good for somebody else. Okay. Now I'm off my soapbox. I'm going to go fix me some eggs for breakfast. So I'm doing an egg challenge, so I can't have my bacon. So I'm going to go fix me up a couple of scrambled eggs, which I dearly love. I've already got a bunch of boiled eggs in the refrigerator that I fixed yesterday. So that's going to be my, meals for the day. So I'll be taking my friend to work at noon and waiting to hear back from the pastor about what the status will be of our connections team, because as of last night, we are not meeting today, since they found out about the 8-week suggestion from the CDC. They're not mandating it, but they're suggesting it. And very likely that our governor, our mayor could actually make this an order that we are required to follow. So, I'll see y'all in the next clip. Okay, it is now, I don't even know what time it is. Let me look at my watch. 1:35, and I'm just now eating the eggs. So I'm fasted pretty good, except for having the coffee this morning. So I'm enjoying my second cup of Bones coffee. This is white chocolate peppermint that I had left with some white chocolate peppermint skinny syrup from Jordan's. And these are two, they were supposed to be fried eggs with the runny yolks, but the yolks busted. So I tried to scrambled. What are you going to do? Anyway, that's what I'm going to have for lunch today. That is the first meal of the day, so I'll check back with you guys later. Does that not look yummy? I'm starting on a meal prep. I'm not sure how, I'm not going to work this week, so I just may play it by ear. I don't plan on doing anything outside the house, except take my friend to and from work. But we're going to have some chili. I'm going to be having eggs. The guys are going to be having chili, but there's going to be plenty left because I'm making 3 pounds of ground beef in here with 3 cans. I'm about to add some broth to it. I've already put in some salt, pepper, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, some chili. I need to add some paprika, some chili, some cumin, garlic powder, all the fun stuff. So I'm going to add that to it. And then put the lid on this little Instant Pot to pressure cook it. Okay guys, here's dinner. I made 2 chaffles, and if you're wondering why it's so dark, I added some maple extract and a little bit of sweetener to it to sweeten it up because I'm getting kind of a sweet tooth tonight. But it is currently 8 o'clock. I'm going to eat this, and that is going to be it for the night. Let's see how we can... Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm chilling. Let's turn this way. There we go. I'm just chilling out on the bed. I'm watching some CW shows. I'm currently watching Legends of Tomorrow. Just kind of relaxing. Chaffles were delicious. But I wanted to close this out before I go to bed because I need to get this uploaded first thing in the morning. Sorry, so I can start working on tomorrow's. So, Egg Fest, day 1 Egg Fest down the hatch. It was quite delicious. I love eggs. I mean, I am one that will eat. I can eat eggs all day long and then some. So, we'll see how this is going to work. And then I'm seriously going to do that 24-hour fast. I'm really kind of looking forward to it. So, and it's going to be a struggle. I know it's going to be a struggle, but I can do this, especially when we're considering the alternatives. You know, my health has to be number one, and this fasting can help make my body healthier. So, I'm going to do it. But that is all I have for today. I just wanted to say good night. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Toodles.